Hi, art journalers. Welcome back. This is going to be another course in something that you are able to do at home, whether you have watercolor paints or colored pencils or even crayons. So what you'll need today is your art journal or some blank paper. If you have watercolors, pull those suckers out. We're going to make some blobs in a mess, but we're going to turn them into something beautiful. Or you can use colored pencils, or if you have color crayons, it's still going to be the same process. All right, so thinking about a certain holiday coming up, Mother's Day, for those of you who still have your mother with you, or see another person as a mother figure, or if you feel like you just want to send something sweet and cute, or just a sweet hello of, hey, I'm thinking of you, and boost someone's mood, I'm going to teach you how to make some paper flowers. You can make a little bouquet and create a card out of it. The other thing that you're going to need is some sort of like black ink pen. You can use a Sharpie. You can use a ballpoint pen. I will probably use this little fine point Sharpie today, but I have just other stuff laying on my desk just in case, because I just never know what I'm going to grab. But for your sake, just grab a simple Sharpie, grab your crayons, grab your colored pencils, grab some watercolor papers, and we are going to begin by making a mess. So we are not thinking about making flowers at this point. You are going to scribble. And I say choose colors that you are drawn to. So I'm going to start with yellow. I'm going to wet I'm running out of water here. So I dip it in there. And I am just making blobs. And these blobs, you can practice dropping other pigments of color in to see what happens. And if anything, this is a chance for you to take the pressure off of not thinking, oh, I've got to use my watercolors in a specific way, or people are going to think I'm awful, or whatever negative thoughts are going through your mind when you do this. Shouldn't be, right? Shouldn't be, but they do. But this is a way to take the pressure off. So you're just making blobs and you are playing with pigment. So you see how I'm just messing around with my watercolors, and I can always re-wet something and spread parts out. And I'm doing this all while the paint is still wet. So with watercolor, you can move paint around as long as it's still wet. I'm gonna get some bright pink in here. And I'm just making blobs at this point. Blob, blob, blob. Now, you can like go crazy and make like star shapes or just crazy things. You might like if you ever look up at clouds and find shapes in them, you can make little cloud shapes, look circulars. And again, play with moving the paint around and also just dabbing other pigments in there to see what happens. I'm sticking with similar colors, like warm colors. I'm putting red into orange or red into yellow. The blue, I'm doing a darker blue. Maybe I'll do a purple in the pink. So the pink is already starting to dry, so the paint pigment isn't going to move around so much, but that's not a problem. I almost dipped my brush in my drinking water. Okay, off to a good start. So this is play. And feel free to get big. Feel free to be small. I'm gonna try dabbing some brown in the middle. I know I'm thinking of a flower, but that's okay. You can think of these like, where's my center? Maybe I'll put a blob there, but don't do it too much yet, because you never know what these blobs will be later on when we take a pen to them. So here's the metaphor for life. We are making a mess, and in this mess, it may not look like anything worthwhile. But when we take a moment and breathe and have some space from it, we are going to be able to turn this mess into something that's actually going to make someone smile. You can turn it into lightness, just by doing play. Okay, so I just have some basic blobs here. And to be honest, I could make these all day long and just keep going, but it won't. And I'm just doing whatever. Now, if you don't have watercolor, that's okay, because you can do the same thing with crayons or colored pencils. Maybe handle it really loosely and just scribble, scribble, scribble. I'm going to start off with colored pencils by doing blotches of color all over the place. And you see I can hold it on the side here, holding my pencil on the side, and scribble, 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 scribble. And then I'm going to take my darker, just like we did with the paint. I'm going to take darker and I'm going to layer it over that. And again, not only are you playing and taking the pressure off of using these materials in a very, like a perfect way, you're also getting to know them pretty well. Well, not pretty well, but you're getting to know them. You're getting acquainted with them and what they can do in a low pressure, low stakes manner. Okay. If you look closely, you can see ink on my hands. I was playing with my pen. Hazards of the artist's studio, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna go with some green. Now, you can stick to colors that are just speaking to you today, and I'm laying them down haphazardly in anywhere that I am allowing my intuition to guide me. Not really thinking too hard about it or worrying about it, because we can look for some things a little bit later. So it's really quite beautiful when we start layering colors together. And you notice I switched to my non-dominant hand when I started laying colors down. That's another way to make sure you're laying down them loose. I wouldn't go straight point down. You're gonna indent your paper, but go more holding it to the side and pretty loose. And if you want darker colors, just keep layering. That's the way to do it. Just layer, layer, layer. This looks like a really pretty blue. For some reason, I'm really into cool colors using the colored pencils, and that is okay. I'm drawn to them. Yeah, that's a really nice blue. And it makes an interesting effect when I layer it over the green. Yeah, this is really nice. Same thing with crayons. Hold them to the side loosely, maybe non-dominant hand, and you're holding them to the side so it's really loose. You're staying loose, you're playing, and you're just laying down an interesting collection of color. Let's see, we need maybe some magenta in some places, or no? Let's get some purple in there. And then I'm wondering what would happen if I took some yellow. I don't know why I'm keeping this spot open in the middle. Who knows? But I'm going with it. So you can fill the entire page with this. You can fill the entire page with your watercolor blots. Watercolor, make sure that you are letting them dry before we go to the next step. This doesn't need to dry, does it? That's the beauty. Now you can keep adding layers and layers and layers. You can go back after the fact and do it. So now let's go to the next step. After we have our blobs, and I just made these ahead of time so that we didn't have to wait to dry. We're going to start drawing with our ink pen over the top flower shapes. And this is a pretty big one. Oh, I'm gonna use my Sharpie. This is a job for the Sharpie. Okay. So thinking about flowers, if you want, you can look online for flower shapes, or you just do a basic flower shape. And I promise you, these are gonna be pretty charming. So I'm gonna start, I don't know, I'll start with this pink one here. And I kind of made the middle. And I can do squiggles in the middle. And then I'm gonna just stay loose and draw flower petal shapes over the top of the pigment. And notice that it's meant to be imperfect. Look at, there's white showing through, there's the line. I think that's just gorgeous. I'm gonna draw a stem with maybe a couple leaves. I'm gonna do it for this one. You can make your middles however you want. I'm just squiggling. And this looks like this petal is kind of folding in on itself, so I'm going to draw it that way. And again, you're just drawing over the top to find the petal shapes. Draw a stem. Let's go to this one. Maybe I'll fill this one in a little bit more. And more petals. Notice how I'm holding my pen pretty high up because, again, I want loose lines. These are not supposed to be real flowers, right? They're supposed to be an impression of flowers, a representation of flowers, an interpretation of flowers, right? And already this mess of whatever, maybe I'll do the middle, is now becoming something quite interesting. It's becoming a flower bouquet, a flower garden. Hopefully when you make messes in your world, you can try to see if you can make it into a flower garden. Whatever that means for you. This one I'm going to do smaller petals. Now after you draw them in, you can go back with colored pencil and add and brighten them up if you want. That's an option. Colored pencil on top of colored pencil, or more crayon, even colored crayons you can do. But it will add, deepen that pigment if that's what you want. So play around and please scribble and have fun. And when you have, I would say, enough flowers, you don't have to turn every single one of these into, but when you have enough, we will begin to cut them. But let me show you quickly here. If you did not use watercolor, we do the same thing on the colored pencil here. And this, there are no blob-like flowers at all, so I'm just going in and making them. Same thing. I'm just going to draw a circle for the center and then work my way out, and I can make them different sizes, big, small. You can add little lines if you want coming out. I'm going to darken this guy. A purple one, and actually I want one that has a bunch of, yeah, I want a couple of these guys. Look how loose I'm going on that. Okay, so keep going drawing flowers. And on this, the beauty of a sketchbook is I can turn this around and find a really big one on this side. Sorry about that. Make sure you can see. And then add my line work. This would be a nice activity if it's warm enough outside to sit outside, sipping a cup of tea. Just scribbled in the stem for that. And just listening to the birds and drawing flowers. Okay, after you get some of these flowers in, then you can take your scissors or a razor blade, but if you're not a adult, maybe adults still shouldn't use them either. I cut my fingers all the time, but they're effective. Anyway, I'm gonna start cutting these flowers out. And you can be as precise to the petals and leaves as you want. What I do is I actually use my razor blade on this and kind of, I don't make it perfect at all. So here's my Pro Art razor blade, and this is a self-healing cutting mat, by the way, so I'm not just digging in my desk, but I wouldn't put it past me to do something like that. And I'm just cutting around the shapes, and again, I'm gonna leave the character of the paper because it's handmade, and it's quite charming when you do that, I think. But maybe you don't want that, and that is okay too. Okay, so I'm taking bits away. And eventually I will cut out enough flowers to make a bouquet. And with that bouquet, so for time's sake, for the video's sake, I'm just gonna cut around these and do like a squiggly. There we go. And if my mother was watching me cut right now, she would cringe at how close this blade is to my finger, because I always cut myself. I'm pretty clumsy with anything sharp. So we've got one of these, and then I'm gonna take my scissors and just quickly cut around this one. Again, you can go back with a pen, colored pencil, and add more layers of color or details or line work if you want. Up to you. I think these are also great just as is. It's really about your style choices, and maybe it depends on who you might be giving this to. So I would cut out about 3, 4, 5, and then I would start arranging them in some sort of bouquet. And then this is tissue paper. You could find a piece of newspaper and cut a little strip, and I like to kind of fold, make it a little envelope-like looking thing. Maybe fold it this way. Go and start to make like a wrap. And then if you have another piece of paper, or you could fold and turn into a card, you can start, you could wrap these flowers. And of course I would put more in here, probably put a blue one, and you can glue it right on top. You could say open for a surprise, and then you've got the flower inside. And you can add as many of these flowers as you want, and then I would just use a glue stick to glue this down, and you've got yourself a cute little bouquet of flowers for Mom's Day, for any day, just because. So please post your little bouquets. I'm gonna continue to cut out these flowers. And thank you for following along with me, and I hope that these art journal lessons are bringing you some joy and relief during this time. Until next time.